Welcome to Whispering Willows. I'm Tonya.
And I'm Jamie. And this is Parker.
And we are here to help you on your healing journey. I am a psychic medium.
I'm a mental health therapist.
And we have no idea what we're doing. We've never done this, so just listen longer. It might get better.
Please bear with us.
Yes, please. We hope. We've already recorded this, we don't even know. We thought we had no sound, but now we do. Okay. So we just want to kind of start off with some intros and kind of how we got into this and why we decided to do this. I think that, we became friends. We both moved to Myrtle Beach in 2020. When in the middle of COVID, when everything was going on, and you kind of realized, you know what, I can live anywhere in the world because people were working from home. So why not?
Online.
We moved to the beach. So here we are at the beach. We're trying to make friends. I think we were probably, 6 months in maybe. And we met at a bonfire on the beach through some mutual friends. And so we've kind of just stayed friends through all of that. A lot of that group kind of broke off into their own individual groups, but we remained friends and realized that we had a connection, and we both enjoy the deep conversations of her therapy and my ability to connect with the spiritual world. So I think that's how we've kind of grown and determined that this is something that we want to do. And if we just help one person, we feel like we've done what we needed to do. Just help you on your healing journey. We're just both in a very peaceful place in our lives. We're both Gen Xers. So we have a lot going on. So, Jamie, do you want to tell us why and what inspired you to become a therapist?
Yeah. So, as a Gen Xer, we grew up watching all the family sitcoms. And there was Growing Pains with Kirk Cameron that I think every tween girl in America had a crush on, myself included. And anyway, I loved that show. And his dad on the show, Dr. Seaver, he was a psychiatrist, and he had his office on the side of the living room in their house. And my little 10-year-old self was like, he just sits around talking to people about their problems all day. I want to do that. and there we have it. That's how I became a therapist.
Yeah. Do you, I know, we're both in a very peaceful place, and I know, even still my work is stressful, but I'm still, in a very good, peaceful place in life. Do you think that, moving here has, made everything, better?
Totally.
With your career and just developing as a person?
100%.
I feel the same. Yeah. I feel very it was very freeing as a woman, a single woman, to move, somewhere that you no one.
Yeah.
No one knows anyone here.
Yeah.
So the fact, as we both at the same time, the same month we moved here, and the same year, we met so many people and developed so many relationships. And honestly, we have really stuck it out, and there have been times where it's it could have went a bad way, but
Absolutely.
It didn't.
Yeah.
So I just really feel we're on the same path. So I think that's why it's working for us.
Yeah.
So,
and how you said, some of the friend group kind of dissipated and went their other directions. We did get kind of wrapped up in some drama, and we had to make choices, right? And disconnect from certain people or certain groups of people that weren't going to bring peace to our lives as much.
Right.
So that was very important to us.
There were some beginnings where it was chaos. I think we talked about how, now there we don't have any chaos in our life, and everything is peaceful, and we enjoy everything we do. We're completely okay with saying, yes, we want to go do this, or no, we don't want to go do this. Whereas before, kind of the group that we were in was very almost demanding.
Yeah.
And it wasn't everyone in the group. It was, just maybe one individual. So, but it was very come on, I don't have to be there every time. I'm very much of, I do not have FOMO whatsoever. You go do what you want to do, and I might do it another day. I'm that person.
Yeah. And I think that we got really lucky with the friend group that we landed on and that we have currently, you know, it's all women, you know, around our age who were new to Myrtle Beach and we're looking to make friendships and, you know, kind of like having new beginnings type of a mindset. And so, you know, we're very lucky. Like, we have a group chat. There's 8 of us, I think.
Yeah, 7 or 8. Yeah, there are 8 of us.
And like, you know, we'll throw something out in the group chat, like, hey, does anybody want to go to such and such on Saturday? You know, and there's always going to be somebody that wants to go. And so we're very lucky that we kind of found our tribe in Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, we really did find our tribe. We have just a really great group of women that we hang out with, and everyone's so supportive. I mean, we've all gone through things within the 4 years that we've been here, and like these women have been there for us.
Yeah.
So it's great to find your tribe, and there's a sense of peace in it, knowing that these people have your back. I mean, these are not your relatives, you know, and you're just like, these people could say no to me, like, no, I'm not going to help you out, but everyone is more than willing to assist with anything that anyone needs. So it's a great feeling.
Yeah. 100%.
So
I think we should talk about the name Whispering Willows.
Yes.
And so you know, we were going back and forth about names, and we wanted to kind of you know, combine Tonya's spirituality with my psychology background, and so we landed on, what was that one? Whispers and Wisdom.
Yeah.
And you liked the term whispers, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about why?
Well, I like it because as a psychic medium, obviously I connect with the other side, and to me, whispers, they kind of whisper to me. So I feel like connected to that word. So it feels like I'm getting a whisper. I can say, oh, somebody's here. They're like whispering in my ear, and or sometimes I'll see them, or I don't know, they'll speak to me in different ways, and it's not always a whisper, but a lot of times when it comes through, it feels like, okay, someone's saying something to me, like a whisper. Also, it's very low sometimes, and sometimes we have to decode what they're saying, so, which is like a whisper.
Yeah. And then, so we kind of, you know, settled on whisper, but then we didn't know what to put it with. And then I had a dog named Willow who unfortunately passed away about 2 months ago. And so I just, you know, I guess the W sound, I was like, oh, I wonder if we could incorporate willow in this somehow. And so I Googled like symbolism of a willow tree. And it talked about like inner strength and new beginnings and, you know, all these like positive words. And I was like, okay, that would fit. And so, you know, we kind of went from there and came up with Whispering Willows.
Whispering Willows. Yeah, and I love willow trees because I was telling you, like when we were kids, we would play in trees and pretend like, oh, this is our clubhouse or whatever. But we didn't actually have a tree house. And you said you had a tree house, and I'm like insanely jealous because no one built me a tree house. But it's okay. I also didn't get the Barbie dream house that I wanted, and I'm still upset about that to this day.
Clearly.
But it's like, you know. So, I mean, I just love trees. I just feel like trees are like protective, and they also like represent like us, and roots are, you know, important, and so I think it's fitting, for us. So, and Willow was amazing too.
Yes,
she was. She was my favorite little pitty.
Aww.
So,
and we're both like super into nature and, you know, the earth and everything like that. So
yeah, like for sure. I've been a psychic medium from a very young age. Didn't really know what was going on with me in the beginning, so I remember seeing a little boy playing in my toy box and wanted me to play with him, and I just covered my head and went to sleep. And I was like, no, but it was like I wasn't really scared of him, but I didn't want him to talk to me. But at the same time, I didn't go tell my parents, and I didn't know why I didn't go tell my parents. And when I think back, I think it's because I just thought everyone could kind of see and hear what I could see and hear. So, you know, I didn't really think anything of it. Like at the time, I might have been a little bit afraid, but then when I became a teenager, it got really scary, and it was like I wanted to sleep in my parents' bedroom when I was 15 years old. And it was just, and nobody believed me but it's not their fault that they didn't believe me. They didn't see it. They didn't have the experiences that I had. And then I kind of like turned it off with my parents, like telling me over and over again, like, it's not real. It's not really there. So when we moved, I didn't have any more experiences for a while. I know Parker, she likes to be known that she's here. So, sorry.
I have a question.
Yeah.
When you were 15 and like sleeping in your parents' room on the floor, why did they think that you were doing that?
They just thought that I was like making stuff. My mom actually said to me, like, stop making this up. And I was like, I'm 15. I'm not making it up. You know what I mean? Like, when you're 15, it's actually embarrassing.
Yeah.
You know, like, why would I want to do that? I don't want to sleep in your bedroom.
Yeah.
You know? I was terrified to sleep in my bedroom. And then after we moved, I didn't have any more experiences. And it was really weird because I remember my dad asking me, do you feel anything in this house? Or do you see anything? And I was like, no. And come to find out years later, and I just found this out probably when I turned 40, the people that bought our house were actually related to us. It was his brother and their kids, so my cousins. And my cousin lived in my room that I was in at the time, and she started having the same experiences, and they told my parents, and my parents had never told anyone about the experiences that I'd had. And they told my parents, and my parents said, well, don't tell Tonya. Like, I think they just were scared it was going to start back up if they told me. And then I would believe it again, and then it could start back up and then potentially be an ongoing thing, and then they would have to deal with it every night, you know? And so to them, they were just like, okay, so this did happen. And I'm sure they felt guilty. Because really the way that they came off to me was like, you're lying. You know? And so it was very like scary, and it was like, maybe I am crazy. You know? So I went until I was like 40 years old, because I started telling them, I was like, oh, I'm starting to see things again, because I moved to Ohio. So then I think my senses were heightened. I'd never been away from my parents like that. So I really think that everything started, you know, coming to light. I was seeing things. I was hearing things. And then I was like, okay, I have to figure out how to control this. So I found a group where they taught us, you know, about how to, like, protect yourself, and like how to do tarot card readings and stuff like that. Well, come to find out, I'm really, really good at it. And I didn't know, because it was like, when I'm reading people I don't know, it's just kind of like I'm blurting out all these messages, and I have no idea why they're in front of me crying about it. Because it's just, you know, a message. And like, I feel like, you know, I'm hearing someone tell me this. Well, now I can like visualize who's telling me. I can tell you what they look like. And so it just helped me develop. But then also I can kind of like, hey, you're not talking to me right now. I'm not available. So it kind of taught me all of that. So,
and do your parents believe you now?
They do believe me now, because all of my grandparents have passed, and their parents. So I've told my dad several things that he's like, there's no way for you to know that without actually speaking to my mom.
Gotcha.
You know, so they believe me, which is great, because it also was like, okay, I'm not crazy. You know, I was actually having these experiences, and these things were going on. And I mean, it was not something that I was like, oh, like, yeah, I sleep in my parents' bedroom, 15 years old. Like, no, like, why would I be doing that? You know? So, like, I just feel like it's better. We have like a better relationship there, where they do believe me. They understand that these things happen to me. They're still not so aware of it, you know, because sometimes like things will happen and they don't understand like why I'm acting the way I'm acting or whatever. But, you know, it's just like we're all learning, you know, because now I'm kind of more open about it. And I'm really honestly I didn't go around telling people about it, you know. It's just now recently I've been more open about it, and like, yeah, this is what happens with me and stuff. And, you know, it's kind of weird. But
and my experience in the mental health world, you know, I talked about growing pains, and, you know, the dad having his little office as a psychiatrist. But, the other layer too, I think why I became a therapist and how that evolved was because I grew up in a household with mental illness. There's a lot of depression and anxiety in my maternal family. Mm-hmm. The kids and the whole family unit, it was crazy. And so I think that really solidified, like, okay, I do want to,
help
be a
people.
Therapist and help people. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think like helping people makes it feel better. Like it's your purpose. Mm-hmm. So whenever I started doing the tarot card readings, I realized that some of these readings were very serious.
Yeah.
And so people would come back to me and say, you told me this, this, and this, and it helped me move past this, and it helped me understand this.
Yeah.
Because I would just know, like, when I do a reading, I don't ask them anything, their name, that's it. Mm-hmm. And then I take it from there. Mm-hmm. So when I do the reading, I'm an intuitive reader. So if I pull over a tarot card and it's, I don't know, cups or whatever, like, this 2 of cups for you might be different for this person.
Right.
I don't read from the book. I toss that book in the trash because to me, like, I'm getting the message from what I'm seeing immediately. So I just felt that, like, oh, I'm actually, like, helping people, and that feels good.
For sure.
So that's where I kind of was like, you know what, I would like to do this more because I do want to help people. I don't want to lead people in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to help people because that made me feel good. Like, this is something I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And I'm super passionate about what I do. Like, I'm one of those people who's so lucky that my passion is my job, my career. And I love working, especially with women and, like, in that, like, 20-something age range is probably my favorite, even though, like, I work with all ages. But, just, like, helping, like, young women learn to adult, so to speak, and all of the complications that come along with that, and life transitions and finding their purpose and boundaries is a huge thing that we work on. And so, I just really love, like, empowering women to, like, find their gifts and find their strengths and use those.
Yeah, for sure. So I think that's enough about us for now. If you have questions, definitely, like, put them below. So what you can expect from our podcast. So we're going to be talking about all kinds of things. We'll be talking about the unknown. We'll be talking about the spirit world. We'll be talking about, how therapy and the spirit world kind of combined to help each other, because we're all about the healing, like, in the healing journey. And we're just in such a good space in our life. I've been telling people for the last week that I feel like I'm in such a good space.
Yeah.
And that I am so happy that I came here and that I found who I am.
Yeah.
Because I really feel like that's what it is.
Yeah.
I feel like I found who I am. This is where I'm supposed to be. This is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And
I feel like I'm, like, the happiest that I've ever been in my whole life. It only took 46 years to get here.
Yeah.
But, I think we both have worked super hard in life to just create a more peaceful, like, no unnecessary stress. Of course we still have stress. We have jobs and finances and, all the things, but, nothing that's, like, unnecessary.
Right. Drama.
Yeah.
There's not any of that.
No.
There's no drama. It's like all good things.
Yeah.
So we have a lot going on, like, such as I'm dating past 40, so that's a whole thing. We'll talk about those.
And
They're
I'm
always
happily
good.
single, and so we'll talk a little bit about that too.
Yes.
Being single is,
being
it
single
doesn't have
is
to be a bad thing.
Yeah, being single is good.
Yeah.
Okay, it is good.
It's not for everybody,
but
you don't have to be in a relationship to be happy.
It's true. It's true. Like, you just need to get a dog.
or 3 or 4 or 5.
Just like, yeah, exactly. Next time we go over to Jamie's and we do some podcasting, we'll meet the whole gang. So
yeah, I have a lot of dogs.
So
and in terms of, like, us being Gen Xers, we've talked a lot about, like, the differences that we see, like, in our parents' generation, and then in, like, Tonya has a daughter, and so in that generation, and then just the differences between, I think, like, our parents' generation, the baby boomers, was like we work hard and pull yourself up by your bootstraps and, you know,
Right.
suck it up, buttercup.
Yeah.
You know,
just
that
like,
kind of a mentality.
you're like 7 years old and like you got your key to get in the house. You open it up
the
and
latchkey
you're at,
kids.
yeah, you're in your house hanging out, you know,
Yeah.
torturing your brother and stuff. I mean, it was fun times sometimes,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So we'll have stories about, you know, growing up in that generation. We'll have stories about like my experiences as a medium, her experiences as a therapist, dating, relationships, our family relationships, like,
breaking patterns,
Mm-hmm.
you know, patterns that no longer serve us, and how to do that and how to identify those patterns.
right, for sure. So, you know, and I thought like maybe we can do some interviews with people because there are people that have inspired me to help me go farther and get where I need to be. So I think that we can do some interviews and stuff like that, but also just like send us your questions.
Yeah.
Reach out to us. We're here. And I think that this is going to be a good thing. I really just feel like we always have really good conversations about in-depth things, like
Life
the other
lessons.
side, life lessons. Everything's a lesson. Like, I'm always saying, well, you're learning a lesson from this, like dates. So you always, like, you know what? Just look and, like, what did you need to learn from this? Like, you know? I mean, I can probably like write down 5 or 6 lessons every other day that I'm learning, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot to talk about and a lot to go over.
And that's an important mindset shift too, that, you know, we'll get into more down the road. Like, instead of like, why is this happening to me? Like, what is this situation trying to teach me?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
That's a big one.
Yeah, that's a lot. Also, just manifesting. I do a lot of that and it works, and just learning how to do it properly, because all you have to do is ask and then just let it go. So it's so simple and so easy, and we all overthink it. But it is real, and you can have whatever you want. So, but this is our hobby for now, but we still hope that we can help someone. So definitely reach out to us.
Yeah, we're excited to start on this journey.
Yeah, we are excited to start on this journey together and with you all. So we can't wait to see what's in store. So if you guys would just like rate us, share us with your friends and family. Let us know what you want to see, what you want us to talk about, and we will talk about it. So
yeah, and it's Whispering Willows podcast on social media.
Yeah, go to on Facebook. Yeah, Facebook. We'll be posting up one on Instagram. We haven't gotten that one yet, but definitely subscribe. And next week we'll probably be talking about Welcome to the Spirit World, and then Therapy 101 will be going on. So we've got a lot. So send us your questions. Let us know what you like, what we need to do more of, and what you would like to see. Also, be gentle with us. This is our first time, okay? It's our first time here, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you
so much for being here with us.
Can't wait to see you next week. Bye.